Yo dudes, you guys like planes? Yeah, me too. Thanks to the Matsuri 25 Japanese Music Festival in LA and a Meta Offsite in New York being in the same week, I got to ride many planes. Let's see how much footage we have of that on the phone. We start the cross-continental traversal by flying from SF to LA, which usually takes 1.5 hours, but because of fast winds that day, the flight was delayed by 3 hours, which got me a little shaken because who knows how much merch will be left by the time I get to LA. Thankfully, the pilot and crew members flew really fast and we arrived with 3 to 4 hours to spare. We then Ubered to the hotel. I saw the concert banner on the Peacock Theater as we drove by, and dude, I was so happy. I was so excited. It's always a jolly good time when your favorite artists show up IRL. I stayed at the Hotel Figueroa that was a block away from the theater. I think the decor is pretty neat. I like that the bathrooms had brick tiles and it had rich man art. Very boudoir. I then waddled to the venue and lined up to buy some merch. Holy moly, brothers, this venue was gorgeous. There were so many people cosplaying as characters from openings Ado and YOASOBI did. There were Aihoshinos, Free Reds, Luffy's. I also saw a couple of girls dressed as the members of Atarashii Gakko. There were at least 5 variants of Ado too. The venue looked like my Twitter feed. It was divide. A lot of people had merch, either clothing like sweaters or shirts from previous concerts, or the badge collecting purses with all the pins and trinkets for different characters. There were people of all ages too. I saw a child of like probably 7 and a grandpa wearing the AG tracksuit. There was a group of Ado enjoyers that were kind enough to let me film their shrine, which had the little puppets that are now probably selling for gajillions. We were allowed to enter around 6 and the venue was actually really nice. It didn't feel cramped or had lines or anything. At least my experience. It was 3 to 4 floors tall, so the people density was pretty good. I saw one person walk by me with a University of Toronto sweater. Unfortunately, they went by too fast and I didn't have a chance to give my condolences. My seat was at the very corner of the mezzanine, and the view was actually pretty nice. I can see the performers pretty clearly and the big screen for sound effects was very visible. There's a lot of strobe lights used throughout the show and I was able to see everything clearly. All 3 acts were magnificent. YOASOBI started off with 17 and the crowd immediately goes ballistic. When we reached Yusha, Idol, racing through the night, people were screaming at the top of their lungs and going sicko mode with their pen lights. There's strobe lights dancing across the venue airspace, Ikura racing across the stage, and the visual effects on the back screen made the whole thing an immaculate audio and visual experience. Then it was Atarashii Gakko. This was my first HE experience and I was so glad I got to see it. Their synchronized dancing, then members running across the stage and throughout the auditorium made the whole thing super memorable. The last act, holy moly brother, dude. Everybody at the venue is a Giga Ado enjoyer. They brought the Ado box out and the whole crowd already started cheering. Each song was like an IMAX experience. The bass is so powerful that my skeleton is rattling. Each song sounded like Let's Go for like 3 to 4 minutes straight. You know those moments of happiness you get when you get your dream job, your dream school, or like you just get a bunch of money for whatever reason? For every song in her set, it's just that for the entire duration. Dude, I was so happy when she did episode X. The song was really new. Like it released January of this year, so I thought it wasn't going to happen. But holy moly, brother, hearing it in person is so sick. Each word sounded like the arena was gonna explode. The whole concert was absolute cinema. Okay, now that the show was over, I walked to the hotel to prepare for a quick snooze. I ordered some Thai fried rice for dinner, and let me show you the merch. Immaculate items, truly. Okay, now it's tomorrow and we gotta head to New York to make money back for all the doubloons I set ablaze last night. My flight was at like 6 a.m. or something. Thankfully, we timed it all correctly and I made it onto the plane. It did take off from the airport too. Here's some footage of food on a plane. We then arrived in New York. To counter all the gluttony I did, I went to the gym after checking into the hotel, then waddled back to take a snooze. The next day, it was time to contribute to Meta's quarterly earnings. The office is at the Farley building in Midtown. It's very open and spacious with nice decor. Here is some footage of the breakfast and the cafeteria they had. They had some free mochi too, which is really nice. Oh yeah, about the work we did. So the offsite was a chance for everyone on the team to meet each other in person. Some people on my team worked in the Bay Area, others in New York, and others remote. So we flew into this office and worked on a fixathon. Instead of working on our major projects, we targeted issues, tech debt to fix, and just went through as many as possible. It was nice since I got to talk to people in person and ask questions to my immediate neighbor. Usually stuff is done over chat or VC, so it was a nice change of pace. Meta had 3 offices in Manhattan. We had the chance to go to the Hudson Yards one. It turns out there's a gelato place at the top, so we got to do that and stare at the New York skyline. Very fun. The offsite was really generous. Our manager took us to grab some food in New York. We went to this Italian place, I forgot the name, this Thai place where I had a crying tiger steak for the first time. Very tasty. We also got to do mini golf. This was my first time and I got absolutely demolished. Weight training and running actually have zero correlation with golfing abilities. It was so cooked. The area was super nice though, very garden-esque. Oh yeah, I did some other stuff in New York too. The onsite ran Monday to Friday. After we were done contributing to the economy, I spent the weekend with some friends. At one point, I went to Kinokuniya in Midtown. Like half of the store is Hoyoverse stuff, which means it looks like my recent gameplay history. To get in on the TCG craze, I bought myself a pack of Freerun cards, and later a pack of Bochi the Rock cards. I also found this graffiti in Koreatown of Ado's Episode X, really immaculate taste by the artist. There's this one all-you-can-eat KBBQ place I went to with some friends and ate meat until I nearly fell asleep. Truly the glutton man's culinary experience. I also went with a friend to Flushing since there were a bunch of places that sold Pokemon cards and white shorts. This one store had a bunch of Pokemon cards in crates you can look from and buy for mega cheap. My friends looked for some meta cards to duel with and I looked for big dinosaurs. Scored all these for like $2 or something. We then went to this one Chinese place where we ordered these. Okay, that was the whole thing. I went home afterwards. I'll see you dudes in the next episode. Later, bruh.